Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to continue our NFL predictions with the Denver Broncos. And if you put the word disappointment in the dictionary, you got to have last year's team in there. Last year, there was a lot of hype with Russell Wilson now being the quarterback, and with the defense being the defense. Many people viewed the Broncos as a Super Bowl contender. I viewed them as a good playoff team. I think I had them 12-5 last year. But it all went to crap literally after week 1. And we'll talk about what went down in their season later on. But now looking forward, they now got Sean Payton as their coach. And we actually get to answer the question. Did Russell Wilson just have one bad season, or he's on a downhill slide? That's something I want to answer, that I want to see when we see the Broncos this year. And like I said last year, I had them at 12-5 as my predictions. They ended up 5-12, and the offense didn't look good at all. I mean, they got early season wins with the Texans and 49ers, but they only won those games by scoring 11 and 16 points respectively. Then they got a win over Jacksonville in London. That was when Russell Wilson did high knees in the plane. Got a win over the Cardinals. Russ was hurt that game. And they beat the Chargers because Brandon Staley is an idiot for playing their starters for the first half. Got 2 of them hurt before finally resting them. But the losses, they pretty much tell the entire story of this whole season. And we're going to talk about a few of these pretty soon. Highlights. Well, the defense. Do I even have to say it? Defense kept the Broncos in a lot of the games. A lot of losses they had, the defense kept them in games. But the offense just couldn't get it done. But don't look at it this way. Patrick Surtain looked like he's going to be the future of that defense, playing alongside Justin Simmons and a whole bunch of guys that I can't name right now. But the Broncos keep it up on D, they'll be fine. And firing Nathaniel Hackett. The only problem was he didn't get fired after week 1. That's all I'll say about that. Nathaniel Hackett should have never been the head coach of the Broncos. For lowlights, literally week 1, we all knew Nathaniel Hackett was going to be a terrible coach. At the end of the game, Russell Wilson threw a pass. I think he threw like a 5-yard pass short of the first down. Instead of immediately taking the timeout, Hackett let the clock run all the way down to the 21-second mark to take that timeout. And instead of having Russell Wilson go for it on 4th down, he decided to have Brandon McManus try a 64-yard field goal. And of course that went as well as you think. And with Russell Wilson, the offense was still bad. And a settlement of that will be week 5 when they played the Colts. And I do not even want to imagine bringing that game up because it was terrible. And then they got roasted by Patrick Starr on Christmas Day, when Patrick called an interception on Bobby Wagner, and he told Russell Wilson that's not what he wanted to cook. On to the free agent acquisitions, and okay, they made some decent signings. They got Zach Allen from Arizona, Mike McGlinchey from the 49ers, Samaje Perine from the Bengals, and Jared Stidham from the Raiders. And they only lost Graham Glasgow and Draymond Jones. Those were the only losses they had this year. And in the draft, yeah, they didn't do too much. Although the Drew Sanders linebacker pick, I think that's going to be a steal. And they took Marvin Mims in the second round. And remember, Broncos didn't have a first round pick. Seattle had it. So hopefully will Sean Payton turn this team around? Let's take a look. Okay, Broncos country, let's ride. And starting off the season, you got the Las Vegas Raiders. And this game's at home. I do think the Broncos will win this particular game. And in week 2 against the Commanders, give them another win. So already they're starting their season off strong. But against the Miami Dolphins, I got them losing. In week 4 against the Bears, I got them winning on the road for some reason. Week 5 against the Jets. This one's a toss-up, but I'm actually going to give this one to the Jets. I think the Jets will go on the road and get a W here. Week 6 against the Chiefs on Thursday night. I got them losing that. Losing to the Packers week 7. But beating the Chiefs again week 8 on a quick turnaround. And then coming off their bye week, they have a Monday night game against the Buffalo Bills. And I think the Bills are going to win that one. Perhaps easily. Week 11, they have the Minnesota Vikings, and that game's on Sunday night for some reason. I'm going to give this one, because this is a home game, I am going to go ahead and pick the Broncos to win. Week 12 against the Browns, I'm going to give a road win to Cleveland. For some reason, I am kind of high on Cleveland this year. Against the Texans, I'm going to give them another loss. I think the Texans will hit their stride. Too bad it'll be too little too late. Against the Chargers, I'm going to give them another loss. I think because the Chargers are at home. But the Broncos will bounce back on the road to get a win over the Lions. Then week 16 against the Patriots, I got them beating New England. I got them beating the Chargers week 17. And I got them losing to the Raiders week 18. And I got to put them at 9-8, which I think is a more respectable record for the Broncos. Hey, at least it's better than that Nathaniel Hackett era. And I'm also, like I said, I'm very, very cautious about the Broncos this year, because every year I tend to hype this team up that they're going to make that leap, but they never do. So I'm just going to play it safe for the Broncos. So what do you think? What record do you think the Broncos are going to have? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.